integrity, insight, and inclusiveness are the three essential qualities of leadership. Jai Hind and a very good afternoon to our guest, Mrs. Neha Nagpal, our MD, Dr. Jai Singh, and all the faculty members and students of IIEBM. I, Isha Goyal, MC for today's session, welcome you all to this orientation program of Batch 2325. I take this opportunity to welcome our guest, Mrs. Neha Nagpal, Business Unit Lead HR at KPIT. Ma'am, may I have your permission to proceed? Thank you, ma'am. Mrs. Neha Nagpal is a human resource specialist with expertise in HR strategy, business partnership, and organization building, renowned for fostering strong human connections and leading initiatives to increase organizational competence. With a passion for people and a drive to build thriving workplaces, ma'am is on a mission to create impactful change. Business partnership, talent management, change management, competence development, performance management, human resource analytics, and strategy are some of her areas of expertise. She combines her expertise with a strong people connect to elevate teams and drive success. Ma'am has completed the Executive Development Program from Indian School of Business and Management Development Program from Exhilarism, Jaipur. She has over 12 plus years of experience and has had positions with organizations including Eaton Corporation, Gabriel India, and KPIT Technologies, where she is currently working as the business unit lead for human resources. Now, I would like to request ma'am to come on stage and enlighten the young minds.
So, can I be down if you don't mind? Okay, great. So, how are you guys doing today? Great, ma'am. That's nice. So, how is the Josh today? खाना अच्छे से खाया सबने, so that's fine. I like that. Okay, so before we begin, बहुत बड़ा introduction दिया मेरा, तो उस पे ना जाते हुए, let's begin like this, that next 45 minutes, just whatever I say, whatever I talk, whatever we interact, just try to realize that and start rating yourself that how am I on that. Ask questioning yourself that am I doing this? Will I be able to do that, right? And when you get those answers, we can discuss at the end that if you are getting no as an answer, then how we work upon it. But next 45 minutes, just forget that you have a session and somebody is coming and giving me a lecture. There's nothing like a lecture. It's more like that I'm here to just share my experience, my life with you in just 1 hour. That what am I today and how am I today? As simple as that. There's no big fundas. There's a simple mantra which takes me here and I am very proud of where I am today. As simple as that, okay? So just be on a realization mode and let's have an interactive session for 45 minutes with an open mind. Okay? So now, you all are first year just got into the college, right? So from different stream you came to MBA, right? Okay. So now tell me that what did you think, any one of you, what did you think when you thought that let's do MBA? What was MBA in your mind? Anyone? And I said interactive. So the more people answer, the more it will be. What's according to you was MBA when you came here? What was on your mind? Sorry? Yeah. कुछ गलत सही नहीं है, बोलते जाओ, खड़े नहीं होना है, बैठ जाओ. हाँ? Corporate world is MBA, okay. What else? Management? Personality development is MBA, okay. Keep saying.
Upgrading my skills.
Upgrading skills, okay. Graduation में भी तो upgrading skills हुआ होगा? Yes. It is. Enhance the market. Okay, marketability, okay. Management of business. Okay. Great. So ये सारे चीजें यही सोच के आए थे कि all this is something which we'll get to learn or all this is something which we were aspiring कि MBA करते ही मिल जाएगा. Was there any role to be played by us या ये सोचा MBA course करते ही हो जाएगा? We have to play a role, right? So that's the most important thing, whether you do MBA or you do any other course. What's most important is that what will be my role in doing whatever I do, right? So there's one picture over here. What do you see in that picture? Not many people going towards one direction, but there are many people like you guys. So many of you, right? Exactly वही photo लग रहा है, correct? So it's a race. MBA में भी race है, corporate world में भी race होगा. Okay, wherever you go in your life, there is a race, right? At times when we are sitting with all our cousins, वहाँ पे भी race हो जाता है, correct? So everywhere the life is a race. Let's just वो वीरू शास्त्र बुद्धे का जो एक statement है, that's very true. वो गांठ से बांध लो, that life is a race. Now उस race में you have to be different if you want to be somewhere, right? So there's only one who reaches somewhere, one amongst many, correct? So right, I came to know there are like 270 students over here. What I want to give you as a suggestion or as a feedback is that all 270 should win the race. Okay, now all 270 needs to be doing something different to reach there, because you see, ideally only one reaches. So it is very different, very difficult and not an easy path. I'm not scaring you, but यहाँ पे सब लोग MBA यही सोच के आए थे कि I will do this, I will do that, but all of you have to crack it in a way that you feel at the end of the day that yes, some of you I'm sure will stand again after few years here the way I'm standing. I'm one of you, nobody else, and that's why in my introduction I've written Neha Nagpal, one of you. I'm no one else. I'm just with few years more of experience, nothing else. Okay, so we were also sitting like this one day and hearing somebody and listening somebody, but we have to make a difference. Okay, so how do we make a difference? मैम तब से बोल रहे हो difference करें क्या, right? क्या कर लें? So when you move into your life, when you move into various streams, अभी next year you will be asked HR लेना है, marketing लेना है, finance लेना है, तब हम लोग फिर से ये सोचेंगे I like talking to people, let's take HR. I think I'll be able to sell better, let's take marketing. We just go with various things what others teach us and we try to select whatever stream we want to, right? But there will be some basic fundas which will remain even while selecting the subject and even when you work in the corporate world just as a fresher and even when you become the global head of some or the other organization. The basic principles and fundas will remain same, correct? So today I am here to just talk about those 5 mantras which I follow in my life personally, and I think that's important not to any particular individual but to every individual to become that one person who wins the race. Okay, abhi once we start talking I'll be sharing various examples and all. At any point of time you want to ask something, raise your question. ऐसा नहीं कि session के end तक wait करना है, ठीक है? Let's make it as interactive session as possible. So my life's first funda, which I call as agility is the most supreme. Now agility, what do you mean by agility? Anybody? Agility can mean many things. What do you mean by agility? Anybody? और कुछ गलत सही नहीं है, बोलते जाओ. Say. Doing something with bit of pace and determination. Okay, nice. Continuous. Okay. What else? To be flexible to adapt. Okay. Very nice. Good responses. Anybody from this side? Girls, answer चाहिए. Huh? Believe in yourself. Doing the word productively. Okay.
Learnability.
Wonderful. What next? With an ease. Okay. So all of you were correct in some or the other way. So basically I'm very happy that you did not say learning agility. Agility सिर्फ learning में ही नहीं होती. Agility in everything. Agility in being humble. Being humble मतलब the way you talk to people. You should have some humbleness. Being kind. Okay. Having learnability. Lovely. That if you don't have a learning agility, then very soon you will be like I know everything. And when the day you start saying that I know everything, the learning curve stops, and that day should never come. Honestly, I mean you'll be meeting many prominent leaders, and you would have met in past few years. I've been seeing LinkedIn posts. I'm telling you, none of the college gives the opportunity which this college is giving you with respect to industry exposure. Honestly, theory classes everywhere you might find better. I'm not denying. But This is one of the very few colleges which gives you this exposure, wherein industry people are coming and telling you that, boss, this is what I need, prepare yourself, right? And very senior people. But the best part of all those people were they never stopped learning. Okay, I have been working with few of your students on various internships because they were working with me, and if I just ask them, the only thing, I mean, while hiring them also, honestly, I was in manufacturing company when I hired them, and manufacturing में ना सबसे पहले देखा जाता है if I am a engineer or a BSc background, all those things. But I said I want to do, I want them because I somewhere felt that they have in them. That's the only thing. And we took and they proved themselves like anything. Now they proved themselves like that my managing director feels it's okay not to be an engineer for a manufacturing organization. But what they have, they had learning agility because they both were also scared that we are not engineers. Because when the product knowledge was given to them, they were taking little time than other people who were engineers. But they had the strong learning agility and they just kept going and kept going. And I think today they are shining because of that. Wherever they go, I'm sure they'll shine. Yeah. So, एक example बताती हूँ. So when I joined or started my career, I had 4 other people join with me, which will happen with you guys as well, right? We don't go alone. We have a batch of people joining. तो रेस तो वहीं से शुरू हो जाती है कि हमने साथ में ज्वाइन किया, ये IIBM से है, ये IIM से है, ये BIMM से है, with several colleges, and everybody gets one tag that you are from these colleges. That's the only thing. In your summer internships also this will happen. But always remember, corporate doesn't look at the tag. Corporate looks at what you bring to the table. Corporate looks at who has the urge to learn. Okay, who has the, so you will get projects. Everybody will get group projects. Everybody will get individual projects. Okay, now you have to decide for yourself whether, कुछ बच्चे ऐसे होते हैं, I'm dealing with interns, so I'll tell you, कुछ बच्चे ऐसे होते हैं, यार नेहा busy है, कैसे जाएं? Because I'm mentoring them, Neha busy है, Neha will always be busy. That's why company has hired her. Why will Neha be free? But there will be a student who will ensure if Neha is even free 5 minutes for a coffee break, he will come and piss me off with questions. But that's what we look for, honestly. That's something which I always remember, that this is the guy I want to give PPO. Because he or she wants to learn. It's not whether, it's very easy to say time nahi deti hai. It will always be like this. Similarly, when you become something, your boss will never give you time. But that doesn't mean that you will stop asking or you will stop chasing, right? Always remember, it's our thing. It's our success and it's in our hands. People will come and go. But हम लोग क्या करते हैं? हम लोग छोड़ देते हैं. वहीं agility खत्म हो जाती है. Correct? And second thing, learning agility में जो important है, this is all exposure. So there are 3 things which are very important in agility. First is education, which you all are getting. But honestly, education plays only 10% role. Okay? But education के अलावा, I'm sure there are many subjects which you guys are going through. But what about other reading? Right? You have to read a lot. You have to read things which basically will help you to know what's happening in the market, what's happening in the industry, what's happening in outside world, what's happening in other colleges, what's that companies are looking for. Okay. Second most important is exposure. And exposure is something which I was giving you examples for, wherein, people are coming here, people are giving you various life lessons, and now it's up to you how you take it. You can actually just say कि एक आई बोल के चली गई, that's fine, and there is one who will just take 5 things in their mind and work upon it. Okay, that's exposure. So college is giving you education, college is giving you exposure. The third thing is experience. Okay, college will give you that opportunity, but experience is something which you will have to take. They will give you opportunity, but experience is something which you will have to crack through an interview, and you will have to then prove yourself when you are part of the corporate. So that's something in us. Okay, so again, the first point is agility. Ask yourself, just realize for next 20 seconds, do I have that? And if I don't feel agile enough to do new things, to learn, to be kind to people, to connect with, urgeness to do anything and everything. If you don't have that, please work upon it. And that, उसके लिए कुछ नहीं चाहिए होता. उसके लिए सिर्फ एक clear thought process चाहिए होता है what I want to do in life. As simple as that. Fine. So this is the first thing I feel. The second is never think less of you. Most important. What we do usually is when we are standing in a group of people, group discussion is the best example. We always feel यार उसने अच्छा point बोला मैं बोलूँगी ये तो मेरा point तो बहुत छोटा है. But it is never like that. Especially this, I'm sorry to say this, but in this world of inclusion and diversity, बहुत word सुना होगा आप लोगों ने ये. Corporate में we use a lot diversity and inclusion. I mean, I'm really sorry to say, but females sometimes feel themselves as less just because we are a female. No. Why yes? No. You are no less. Always remember. Any individual is no less. It's not about gender. There are companies like Tata who are going for transgenders. This is called inclusion. Right? They are no less. And imagine, just realize one second that you're sitting in a car and when they come, how do we react? Right? This is what we do. Because we think we are different. Right? Be different in your thought process. Fine. So when you don't think that you are less, then you will always have a say. So what happens, this is why I'm saying you, because when we are standing in a group of people and you see that there's a CEO standing, a very high grade person, and then there's this intern standing and there are some middle level employees. Okay. When you get into that internship process or a fresher getting inducted into an organization, you guys are young minds. Okay. The thought process or the thoughts which you bring to the table, I get seriously very surprised because I'm sure I'm not able to do that. You guys have really good thought process because the kind of exposure you are getting, we didn't get. We never got that exposure. This is the different world we are living in, right? IIEBM only 5 years back was very different than what they are giving now. So you are lucky ones, let me tell you that, right? And then you are getting that opportunity that those people who were 5-10 years, I mean many years studied in this college are coming and sharing their experiences with you, right? So this opportunity nobody else got. So when you get into that environment ना, कई बार क्या होता है हम लोग अपने आप को ऐसे समझते हैं कि मुझे नहीं आता है या मेरा point इतना valid नहीं होगा, so we don't keep our say and we keep our thoughts inside. But no, corporates are looking that young minds can play a very important role. Okay, so you have to ensure that you utilize and most important, you feel proud that you are young. You feel proud that your thoughts are young because that's what we are looking for. Don't worry that I'm small or I'm big. I mean, I always tell my interns, I'm right now working with 8 interns, 8 HR interns in my organization who are reporting to me, and I could only select one for PPO. Imagine. Why? Because he had that agility, he had that urge, and most important, he never stopped himself from putting his thoughts across the table. बाकियों ने क्या किया? ये सोचा यार नेहा इतनी बड़ी है, उसको ऐसा थॉट दिया तो थोड़ी चलेगा. ऐसा नहीं होता, right? You have to give importance to yourself कि जो मैं बोल रही हूँ उसमें कुछ तो बात है. It's okay to get, I mean after that you will get a feedback whether it was right, wrong, not good, whatever. But if you just don't keep your thoughts, then we'll be gone. So this happened with me. I remember when I was working in my previous organization, Gabriel. वहाँ पे ऐसा बहुत होता था that I was only working with CXO team. Who are these CXOs? People who are at the top level of the organization. So there was a CHRO, there was a CFO, there was MD. I only used to talk to them. I was very lucky enough that they were good people, but not necessarily everywhere you get good people, right? But when I entered this organization, obviously they were not good to me. वो तो बाद में relationships बनते हैं ना, correct? So when they were not good to me and I was very new, एक तरफ ऐसी नेहा थी which came from an experience, एक MNC के experience से गई थी जहाँ पे बहुत छोटी थी मैं मतलब, and when you gain experience then you learn. So when I went there and we used to have one thing called GRC. It's called a Gabriel Resource Committee. So this is the committee which basically talks about anything and everything to do with people. कोई भी company में people related कुछ भी discussion होगा, so this is the organization this is the committee who will take any decisions, and they were all CXO team. And then there was this Neha, Pity Neha, I mean actually, who is supposed to moderate the GRC. And these people are left, right, north, south, इनके thoughts या इनका alignment ऐसे होता है. Everywhere you go, when you will join the organization also ना, HR वाला अलग सोचेगा, finance वाला अलग सोचेगा, marketing वाला एकदम अलग सोचेगा. Correct? Because सबको अपने goals achieve करने हैं. Everybody will think how should I make my goals achieve? How should I make my team get the most benefit from the increment process? How should I ensure that my team gets most appreciation, rewards and recognition? Everybody thinks for their teams, right? So I was sitting in GRC, that was my first GRC, and there were 10 of them. And first of all, there was no female in them. Let's be honest to ourselves, that also makes a difference. All 10 of them male, I am the only female, and who is the junior most girl who is supposed to moderate all of them and bring them to one page. फर्स्ट जीआरसी में मैंने सिर्फ फुटबॉल की तरह मुझे यहाँ से वहाँ फेंका, वहाँ से यहाँ फेंका, और मैं झूल रही थी, बिकॉज जो मुझे जो बोलता मैं वो कर रही थी. देयर वर सीनियर पीपल ना, आई हैड दिस इन माइंड, यार मैं इनके सामने कैसे बोल सकती हूँ, इतने पुराने हैं, इनको सब पता है. करेक्ट. आई केम बैक, आई डिड व्हाट आई टोल्ड यू 10 minutes बैक, रियलाइज्ड, आई इंट्रोस्पेक्टेड कि वेयर वाज आई रॉन्ग. आई एक्चुअली वेंट एंड सॉ वीडियोज ऑफ हाउ टू मॉडरेट अ लीडरशिप सेशन. आई एक्चुअली वेंट एंड सी दैट कैसे सब लोगों को एक पेज पे लाना है, उसके लिए मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एजिलिटी अगेन. ठीक है. आई डिड दैट, एंड नेक्स्ट GRC was something wherein all four were saying again same different things, but I was saying सबका टुकड़ा टुकड़ा लेके end में ये होगा. And then they had questions, how can you decide? I said, I'll tell you logic why I decide this. There was a logic in what I was saying. But if I would have not done that, then वो कभी भी alignment हो ही नहीं पाता. And मैं क्या सोचती, मैं कैसे बोल सकती हूँ? But I never thought that मैं कैसे बोल सकती हूँ. I have a role to play. If organization has given me a role that you are a moderator, right? So I have to play that role, right? हम लोग क्या करते हैं, यार मैं कैसे करूँ? We lose our confidence in what we are doing basically. But always remember that if you are contented with what you want to do, if you have the right content in yourself, then you don't have to get scared. Then nobody in the world can stop you. Most important. You should always keep your point wherever you say. Have your say. Anywhere we are sitting in a group discussions में भी जो बच्चे quiet होते हैं, वो नहीं होता है ना. Simple सी बात है. If you are quieter ones, people will not you will not grab attention of individuals who are looking at you or assessing you. Correct? So that is the second point for me. Next, which is the most important in whatever field you choose, that you have to be solution focused rather than problem focused. Okay? Now, how will you become solution focused? Solution focused तो तब बनेंगे ना जब हमको problem समझ में आएगी. Correct? Problem कैसे समझ में आएगी? Problem तब समझ में आएगी, कॉर्पोरेट में जाओगे तो प्रॉब्लम ऐसे फेंक दी जाएगी, ये प्रॉब्लम है, इसको सॉल्व करो. जैसे केस स्टडीज दे दी जाती है हमको, राइट? बट वहाँ पे कोई हेल्प करने वाला नहीं होगा. यहाँ पे टीचर्स होते हैं जो हेल्प कर देते हैं. करेक्ट. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस ओवर देयर? देयर कम्स योर स्किल टू एनालाइज. आई एम टेलिंग यू गाइज, दिस इज समथिंग विच इज लाइक, Gardner, it has to be in your DNA that you need to learn analytical skills so strongly. With the world going to automation, data analytics, artificial intelligence और पता नहीं क्या क्या, human beings have to be really competitive to reach there. Correct? और उसके लिए data analytics is something which is very important. But when I say analytics, it's not only data, it's about analyzing a situation as well. So I'll tell you a good example. For example, जब एक अच्छी middle level positions पे पहुँचोगे, so then you might, somebody of you, if somebody takes HR or finance, especially in these two areas, you might get to be part of code of ethics committee. Okay, code of conduct होता है हर organization का, जैसे college का भी होगा एक code of conduct होता है, which is like principles जिस पे ये organization run होगी. हमारे कुछ principles हैं, we will ensure कि इस पे मतलब कोई इसके against जाएगा तो we'll sack them. ऐसा होता है वो. Code of ethics and code of conduct is so important to any organization. That's the way we work. Okay. Now, finance and HR people get to work on the situations like cases आते हैं, छोटे मोटे cases कुछ भी आएंगे. For example, एक case आएगा कि manager is giving feedback to employee कि you are not doing good. अभी normal है ना, मतलब अगर तुम अच्छा नहीं कर रहे हो तो feedback तो लेना पड़ेगा ना. But employee को क्या लगा? ये क्या बात होती है? मेरे को लगता है मैं अच्छा कर रहा हूँ, तुम कौन होते हो बोलने वाले? तो ये भी एक केस बन जाता है. And then HR and finance people get involved to get into the situation. Now what is that? That's a situation. So what we do? We analyze the situation by each and every word that individual says and each and every word and incidents what manager defines. And we also analyze the situation by talking to all the people who are in the periphery, like team members, like people who are reporting to them, like people who are above them, like people who have ever interacted with them. So that case goes on for a month to actually come up with a detailed report and then conclude कि कौन गलत था या फिर इसका solution क्या होगा. ठीक है, ऐसे बहुत सारे छोटे छोटे केसेस होते रहते हैं. बट व्हाट वी डू द एनालिसिस. सो व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज कि एनालिटिक्स विद रिस्पेक्ट टू सिचुएशन, गेजिंग व्हाट्स हैपनिंग अराउंड यू, एंड एनालिटिक्स विद रिस्पेक्ट टू डेटा. अब डेटा एनालिटिक्स कैसे करोगे? जब तक एक्सेल में स्ट्रांग नहीं होगी, डेटा एनालिटिक्स नहीं होगी. सॉरी टू से, कितने ही डैशबोर्ड्स आ जाएं, कुछ भी आ जाए, बेस तो एक्सेल ही है. अगर एक्सेल ही गलत है तो कितना ही BI, पावर BI, टैब्लू कुछ भी कर लो, विल नॉट वर्क. ओके, नाउ हाउ do we rate ourselves in Excel? That will be the first question asked by any HR when you go for summer internships. They'll give you assignment, work on Excel. What are we doing for that? Are you guys doing anything for that? आजकल के बच्चों को तो 5th क्लास से ही Excel लैपटॉप मिल जाता है, हमें तो मिलते नहीं थे. We never got, right? We are working after entering to corporate world, we got into ये Excel भी कुछ होता है. But हम उसके लिए क्या कर रहे हैं? Are we doing something? कोई है यहाँ पे who thinks that he or she is an Excel master? He or she really does. Excel master मतलब pivot, VLOOKUP इतना भी किया हो तो मैं Excel master बोलूँगी at your level. Very good. What's your name? Saurabh Singh. Okay. So if given a data, you think what all you can do with the data?
I did internship at Informexes where my task is to give the hourly report
Okay.
on which I have to prepare on by applying VLOOKUP. I made all the data and by pivot table I show the data in tabular form.
Okay. Very nice.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then you show the data.
Yeah, I saw the data.
Data को analyze किया कि ये क्यों हो रहा है? What is the difference between previous hour and this hour report?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
How do you do that?
Ma'am, I do that by seeing the percentage number. In every hour it's get increases, and some of the DCs they are not able to cope up with their numbers. Then their cluster head communicate with them to increase the performance.
Correct. So you were suggesting also the observations after this?
Yeah.
Yes, ये मेरी observation
yes,
है.
ma'am.
Okay, that is important. So that's called analytics.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so that's good. Let's have a round of applause for him that he has done something like this. Anyone else? Yes. Tell me, what have you done?
Yes, ma'am. Also, I have done internships, couple of internships. So where I have worked with Excel in social media.
Okay.
So I was responsible to analyze the data of Instagram and Facebook followers
Wow.
for our client.
Okay.
So basically, what I did was I used to clean the data for the missing values, the duplicates values. So I used to delete them or I used to treat them with the most frequent numbers in the data, and then using pivot table, I used to separate those data and use different visualization to give the observations.
Okay. What's your name?
Tanuj Agarwal, ma'am.
Tanuj Agarwal. Okay. Good, Tanuj. Very nice. So 270 में से only 2 नहीं चलेगा. और भी कोई है? हाँ बोलो. Okay, good. Now you have done course. I want you to utilize that in your day-to-day life. Otherwise, that course will have no meaning, honestly. That's what we do. We all do. I mean, you guys are actually doing a lot of e-learning courses, I'm sure. जाके advanced Excel तो हर जगह available है. You just go to YouTube, honestly, and practice it. YouTube पे आज पूरी दुनिया. Yes, please. Okay, very good. Thank you. So, what I'm trying to say is that you have to keep. I mean, ये वो थी ना. I mean, इसको जब तक sharp नहीं करेंगे, it's of no use. Till the time you don't use it, you don't have to wait for कि कॉलेज में Excel का कोई सेशन होना चाहिए. नहीं, Excel का सेशन लाइफ में कोई नहीं देगा. Honestly, और कोई दे भी देगा तो नहीं सीख पाओगे. Because that is something you have to play with it. You all have to just play with it. कोई भी डेटा उठाओ, YouTube खोलो साइड में, and I'm telling you, you can do wonders with Excel. But always remember, एक होता है Excel चलाना आना चाहिए, डेटा को different formulas लगा के करना आना चाहिए, लेकिन उस डेटा को रीड करना भी आना चाहिए. That's called analytics. Okay, you have to see what is the difference between previous month and this month if you are doing monthly analysis. What is the sales forecast? I mean, you should be able to do forecasted thing also for next month by looking at the trend of past 3 months. ये होता है analytics. And I'm telling you, you don't need any teacher for this. You are yourself just go to YouTube. But please, ये मेरी humble request है सबसे, because anybody and everybody who will come will take you through an Excel test, and वहाँ हमें fail नहीं होना है. ये बात अपने दिमाग में बिठा लो, because this is DN. And उससे important कुछ नहीं, चलो एक बार घुस भी गए ना corporate world में बिना Excel test के, that's fine, but every day and any day you have to work on it. And any field, HR, marketing, finance, operations, doesn't matter. This is something which are analytics नहीं किया तो कुछ नहीं है, because अगर analytics नहीं किया तो पहले वाला point जो था ना have your say, वो कर नहीं पाओगे. एनालाइज करोगे तभी कुछ कंटेंट आएगा ना बोलने के लिए, जब पता ही नहीं है बोलना क्या है तो बोलूंगी कैसे. So first of all, you need to know the situation very well, analysis very well, then only you can talk about it. Okay? So will we do that? Yes, ma'am. ये उतना बड़ा नहीं था जितना पहले आया था. Will we do that? Yes, ma'am. Okay, good. Now this is very important because जो भी मैंने अब तक बोला, that will not be possible if you don't know where you want to go. हेडलेस चिकन की तरह हम ऐसे ऐसे चलते रहेंगे अगर हमें पता ही नहीं है हमें लाइफ में करना क्या है. Which will happen when you will get to choose marketing, finance and HR because हम सबके साथ हुआ था. I mean, we don't know what we want to choose. And I'm telling you, this college also gives you an opportunity. And I was really happy, and I've been speaking about it in every forum that Indus and IIEBM is the only college where I see they give you the opportunity to, wherein they counsel you what you should actually take. Nobody gives you that opportunity. मतलब I have interviewed people who were confused whether I should take finance or HR from your seniors, and I could guide them what is good for them by just asking few questions and making them realize themselves. I didn't tell them what to do because it's your decision, it's your life. मैं अपना बताती हूँ, मैंने भी ऐसी फ्लुक में HR लिया था. Honestly, पहले तो इतना कोई बताता भी नहीं था ना हमको. मेरे कॉलेज में I passed out in 2010 from Sadhana College, SCMLD. 2008 was a very big recession, if we all know. 2008 में बहुत बड़ा रिसेशन आया था, ठीक है. अब 2009 में आ जाता है चूज करो, क्योंकि 8 तो खत्म हो गया, उस समय प्लेसमेंट्स हो नहीं रहे थे. सो अगर प्लेसमेंट्स हो रहे थे, फाइनेंस के प्लेसमेंट्स एकदम डाउन थे, कोई ले ही नहीं रहा था फाइनेंस वालों को. ऐसा हो रहा था कि मतलब कुछ भी किसी का प्लेसमेंट नहीं हो रहा है. मार्केटिंग मेरे बस का नहीं था, ऐसा मेरे अंदर में था. जबकि आज मुझे लगता है HR में भी हम मार्केटिंग ही करते हैं. हम अपनी कंपनी बेचते हैं कि आ जाओ हमारे पास, जॉइन अस. बट दैट टाइम आई फेल्ट दैट आई एम नॉट गुड एट मार्केटिंग. फिर मुझे ना मैं बातें अच्छी कर लेती हूँ, चलो HR ले लेती हूँ. सच में मैंने यही सोचा था, और HR के प्लेसमेंट्स भी हो रहे थे. मुझे लगा कोई बात नहीं, मुझे नौकरी मिल जाएगी, मेरे ऊपर एजुकेशन लोन है, मुझे वो क्लियर करना है, दैट्स मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट. बट वॉज दैट द राइट डिसीजन एट दैट टाइम? द आंसर इज नो. That turned right decision for me, yes, today, because I worked upon it, honestly. At start of my career, I never felt that was a right decision for my career. अगर कोई उस समय काउंसिल करता, शायद मैं आज फाइनेंस लेती. इसलिए मेरा फाइनेंस की तरफ रुझान है, एक्चुअली है. I always feel like working with data. I always work closely with CFOs of the organization because I feel like knowing what's happening in the numbers world. Okay? So शायद मैं वो नहीं सोचती तो मैं फाइनेंस लेती अगर उस वक्त रिसेशन नहीं होता तो. So तुम लोग ये गलती मत करना. I don't want you to be guilty afterwards or regret afterwards कि यार ये क्यों किया. But nowadays the good part is we also get to learn many things even after working. So वो सब हो सकता है, right? But I still want to say that if you are clear what you want to do in life, then everything becomes very smooth because you know the direction. So begin with the end in mind. ये आज ही सोचना शुरू करो करना क्या है. ये भी क्वेश्चन आएगा हर समर इंटर्नशिप में, where do you see yourself 5 years down the line? हमारा पेट आंसर क्या होता है? Maybe I'll be leading I'll be leading a team. अरे leading a team of what? Leading a team तो किसी भी फील्ड में कर लोगे. What do you mean by leading a team? करना क्या है? किससे प्यार है? डेटा साइंस करना चाहता हूँ, मार्केटिंग करना चाहता हूँ, मार्केटिंग में चाहता हूँ तो क्या करना चाहता हूँ? Whether I want to sell products, whether I want to brand products, whether I want to do communication, or whether I want to be a teacher. Anything. Okay, so it's very important to know what you want. I mean, what's at the end. वो aspiration clear रखो थोड़ा सा. और हम लोग नहीं सोचते हैं उस बारे में honestly. आप लोग बिल्कुल नहीं सोचते हो. हम अब सोचने लगे हैं. बट हमारी जनरेशन से कंपेयर करना ठीक नहीं होगा. we regret कि हमने उस समय क्यों नहीं सोचा. अगर सोचा होता तो शायद मैं आज CHRO बन गई होती. So honestly बोल रही हूँ. Because then the path becomes more faster because you know इसके बाद ये, इसके बाद ये, इसके बाद ये. अभी क्या हुआ, 5 साल तो फिगर आउट करने में ही लग गए कि ये करूं, ये करूं, ये करूं, ये करूं. सो डोंट डू दैट. एंड आई एम श्योर आज की डेट में यू हैव लॉट ऑफ गाइडेंस अवेलेबल. यू हैव प्लेटफॉर्म्स लाइक सोशल मीडिया विच गिव्स यू द डायरेक्शन. लिंक्डइन पे आपको साफ पता चलता है कि किस फील्ड में क्या करने को मिलेगा. जो हमें नहीं मिलता था. सो उसको यूटिलाइज करो. टॉक टू योर टीचर्स. यू हैव अ वंडरफुल वंडरफुल ब्लेंड ऑफ टीचर्स हु कैन गाइड यू व्हाट्स हैपनिंग इन द इंडस्ट्री. और इंडस्ट्री में, इतनी सारी इंडस्ट्री में क्या करना चाहती हूँ. इफ यू आर क्लियर with your goal, then nobody can stop you achieving that. And goal को क्लियर करने के बाद ना तब अपना बैक स्टेप डायरेक्शन बनाओ. तुम्हें पता है, I mean, just an advice to everyone, after maybe 2 years, once you get into the job, you should all have your profile, personal and professional profile उसे बोलते हैं, wherein I mean, you'll be surprised, people make profile, which I also did at one point of time, कि मैं कौन से साल में, which years of experience of, like I started my career in 2010, so 2015 I will have my first car with the range of 5 lakh to 10 lakh. ठीक है. 2020 I'll have my second car with the range of 25 to 30 lakhs. 2024 I will have a kid. 2025 I whatever, something like that. 40 I'll retire. जो भी करना है. बट जब वो करोगे ना और रोज उसको देखोगे, anybody has read Secret? It's all about that. Just visualize what you want to do. Visualize, think. When you know what you want to do in life, it's very clear what steps you should take. And do that. आज भी कर सकते हो. Just open अपना एक Excel और उसमें बनाओ, प्रोफेशनली मुझे ऐसे ग्रो करना है ईयर ऑन ईयर, एंड पर्सनली ऐसे ग्रो करना. जब वो पर्सनल नंबर दिखेगा ना कि मुझे इस सैलरी पे पहुंचना है 10 साल में, तो ऑटोमेटिकली प्रोफेशनली उसको चेज करने के लिए कुछ ना कुछ करोगे, पढ़ाई करोगे. वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. दैट हेल्प्स यू टू ड्राइव योर सेल्फ एंड कीप ड्राइविंग. ओके. नेक्स्ट कम्स, एंड दिस इज द सेकेंड लास्ट, विच सेज फॉर मी it should matter to you that how are others perceiving you. हम लोग क्या करते हैं, कई बार हमको लगता है हम बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं. That's a beauty, कि हमें लगता है हम बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं, हमें कोई improvement की जरूरत नहीं है. So now I'll give you a few one live example of my life. So what happened, there's a team of HR and there are 2 females in that. One is Neha Nagpal and one is X. Okay. X is very hard working. She keeps on working. Everybody who sees, they say she's very hard working. ठीक है. Neha is also very hard working. She, along with hard working, she's just trying to be very humble, very good. Personal connect है लोगों के साथ. HR में वो सबसे ज़्यादा important है. उसको पहले पता चल जाता है कोई resignation डालने वाला है तो, क्योंकि उसका connect है. ठीक है. She's just trying to be good to people. She's doing many other things. She's also hard working. अब difference क्या था दोनों में? How others are perceiving. जो हमारे साथ काम कर रहे हैं, हमारे इंटरनल कस्टमर्स, उनको क्या लग रहा है, उन्होंने क्या देखा, उन्होंने कहा ओके दैट एक्स गर्ल, यार शी इज़ वेरी हार्ड वर्किंग, यार नो डाउट शी इज़ वेरी हार्ड वर्किंग, वो हमेशा काम करती हुई दिखती है, शी इज़ वेरी हार्ड वर्किंग, देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम. बट उसको फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता कि उसके बारे में लोग क्या सोच रहे हैं. वो हार्ड वर्किंग तो है, बट उसका क्या है, मैंने ये कर दिया, अभी तुम जानो तुम्हारा काम जाने कि ये सही था या गलत, उसको उससे मतलब नहीं है. सामने वाला उसको सही बोल रहा है गलत, उसको उससे मतलब नहीं है, लेकिन मैंने ये कर दिया. फॉर मी वॉट मैटर्ड, मैंने जो किया, मुझे उसका फीडबैक चाहिए. मुझे चाहिए मैंने सही किया है कि नहीं किया है. मुझे बताओ इफ आई एम गोइंग राइट और नॉट. ओके, दैट मेक्स द डिफरेंस. सो फॉर मी, ऑनेस्टली, एज अ पर्सनैलिटी, फॉर मी इट मैटर्स दैट हाउ अदर्स थिंक अबाउट मी, हाउ अदर्स आर परसीविंग मी, एंड दैट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, बिकॉज अदरवाइज आपका बेंचमार्क क्या है, आपका बेंचमार्क आप खुद हो, लेकिन आपके स्टैंडर्ड्स फिर इतने हाई होने चाहिए टू जज योरसेल्फ. बट वो होता नहीं है, क्योंकि हमें लगता है कि हम अच्छा कर रहे हैं. So it's very important that what others आसपास, यहाँ पे भी ask feedback from yourself, I mean your friends, आसपास के, and I'm telling you, don't be competitive. एक दूसरे के बारे में बताने में कोई गलती नहीं होगी. Everybody will talk, good, bad, ugly, but you should have the capacity to take it. ugly भी है तो लो, and work upon it instead of feeling अरे उसने मेरे बारे में ऐसे बोला, right? So that is also very important that आपकी image क्या बन रही है in your circle, in your organization or in your college also. Okay. Last but the most important, ethics, integrity, honesty, code and respect. This is something which is supreme, जिसको आप कहीं भी चले जाओ, always remember, never do anything wrong. And wherever you feel कि ये गलत है या सही, question mark आ रहा है, go and talk. Talk to your manager, talk to your HR, talk to college में कोई गलत लग रहा है, talk to sir, talk to ma'am. But just because पता नहीं है ये गलत है, ऐसे ही गलत मत कर जाना. लाइक ऑनेस्टली, झूठ बोलना इन इटसेल्फ इज गलत. बचपन से सिखाया है तो मम्मी पापा ने, कुछ नया नहीं बता रही हूँ, लेकिन हम कर जाते हैं. अब हम कॉर्पोरेट लाइफ में अपने आप को बचाने के लिए कई बार झूठ बोल जाते हैं. मत करो. It will not take you anywhere. It will not help you in the long run. नहीं किया ना, it's very, और बहुत easy होता है, पता है, बहुत easy होता है. अपने सीनियर्स से पूछना, सामने अगर एमडी भी पूछ रहे हो ना ये हुआ क्या, इट्स इजी टू से नहीं सर मुझे थोड़ा और टाइम चाहिए. इस इंस्टेड ऑफ ये बोलना हाँ हाँ हो गया, और फिर वो जैसे ही बोले लेके आओ तो तुम कुछ भी कचरा उठा के दिखाओगे. राइट? इट्स वेरी इजी टू से. इट्स एक्सेप्टेबल, ऑनेस्टली इट्स एक्सेप्टेबल टू एक्सेप्ट कि मुझे नहीं आता या मैंने नहीं किया, बट डोंट जस्ट लाई टू योरसेल्फ एंड अदर्स. सेकेंडली, इंटेग्रिटी, एज इन मतलब there should be some principles of yours. I mean, don't lose on them. कि the things which are not right in any frame of the world. I mean, lying was one example, but for example, bad bitching करना, या फिर किसी और को फंसाने की कोशिश करना, खुद को बचाने के लिए किसी और पे blame डाल देना, ठीक है? And then maybe doing something with the, for example, somebody who's working with marketing, customers के साथ झोल करना, data में झोल करना, ठीक है? You're working with suppliers, you're getting X price, but you're telling your management X plus 1 price just to save your thing कि यार मैंने अच्छा काम किया है, get a good rating. Don't do all that. That's not going to take you anywhere. Maybe it will get you one promotion. तब तक जब तक आपकी गलती पकड़ी नहीं जाती, but that will be end of your life, end of your career. You should always remember that मम्मी पापा ने जो संस्कार दिए हैं वो लाइफ लॉन्ग के लिए हैं, and anything and everything that's very important. Okay? लास्ट पॉइंट मैंने डाला नहीं है, बट वो मुझे बोलना है तुम लोगों को कि अप्रिशिएट योरसेल्फ. ऑलवेज फील दैट लाइफ इज वेरी शॉर्ट, लाइफ इज एंडिंग टुडे, और मुझे आज बहुत कुछ करना है, ठीक है? और जब भी थोड़ा सा कुछ करते हो ना, जस्ट स्टैंड अप एंड पैट ऑन योर बैक. इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. कई बार हम लोग इसीलिए परेशान हो जाते हैं, यार उसने मुझे, मतलब मैंने इतना अच्छा काम किया, किसी ने मुझे थैंक यू, मतलब ये भी नहीं बोला कि आई डिड अ गुड जॉब. It's okay. Why others should appreciate you? You should appreciate yourself. Okay? You should know कि मैंने अच्छा किया है, बुरा किया है. And I'm telling you, थोड़ा सा भी step लो तो appreciate करो, ताकि next time करने का मन करेगा. Like with me, this is the case. Whenever I go to any new organization, my first day in my new organization, KPIT, by the way, I've joined KPIT just 2 months back. So पहले मैं Gabriel में थी. So first day था मेरा, और मैंने मैनेजर को यही बोला, देखो मुझे ना, मैं आपको बता देती हूँ कि मुझे क्या मोटिवेट करता है और क्या डीमोटिवेट करता है. बिकॉज अगर मोटिवेट का बता दूंगी तो आप वैसा करोगे तो आई वर्क मोर, आई बी मोर एफिशिएंट फॉर यू, इट्स फॉर योर गुड ओनली. अब तुम्हें वो करना है नहीं करना हो तुम्हारे, मैं बता देती हूँ. मुझे मोटिवेशन मिलती है अगर मैंने थोड़ा सा भी अच्छा किया हो, जस्ट टेल मी दैट आई हैव डन अ गुड जॉब. ओके? एंड इफ आई हैव नॉट डन, ऑल्सो कम एंड टेल मी. बट अगर आप छोड़ दोगे ना, तो मैं नेक्स्ट वाला टास्क ना उतनी एनर्जी से नहीं करूंगी. सो योर एनर्जी एंड पैशन कैसे आता है वो तुम्हें पता है. खुद का, सबका अपना अपना तरीका होता है. किसी को म्यूजिक सुनने से आता है कि मैं अपना कर रहा हूँ, मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता दुनिया क्या बोलती है. मुझे फर्क पड़ता है दुनिया क्या बोलती है, ठीक है? सबका अपना अपना तरीका होता है. बट ऑलवेज अप्रिशिएट योरसेल्फ, क्योंकि कोई और करे ना करे उसके चक्कर में अपने आप को डिमोटिवेट करने की जरूरत नहीं है. आई हैव डन अ गुड असाइनमेंट, आई विल अप्रिशिएट माई सेल्फ. नेहा टोल्ड दैट दिस वाज अ this has resulted into something. Maybe she didn't say good job, I'll tell good job. Okay? So always appreciate yourself. Last slide. Thank you मतलब questions. Any questions you can think and ask me, and I think I'm on time. And also you can give feedback on my face, जो मैंने पिछले 1 घंटे में बोला कि ये मैम ये अच्छी बात नहीं की आपने, because वो भी important है, जैसा मैंने बोला. Have your say. So what are 5 things? चलो at least revise करते हैं. First, second, correct. Third, fourth, correct. 5, हाँ. 6th, and last, which was not there on the slide, that's very important. So right now appreciate yourself. सब लोग एकदम पैट पैक करेंगे अपने आप को. Very nice. कुछ तो अच्छा किया ना, एक सेशन अटेंड किया, सुबह से पता नहीं कितने सारे कर चुके हो, है कि नहीं? Good. So any questions? Ask. I would just say silliest of question है तो भी पूछो, अपने मन में मत रखो. और यहाँ पे सजेशन नहीं दे, सजेशन देना है वो दे दो. कुछ भी बोलना, मन में आ रहा है जो आ रहा है बोलो. पिछला 1 घंटा अच्छा था बुरा था वो बोलना है वो बोलो, बट कुछ तो बोलो. Anybody? Yes. To process winter internships. Process मतलब to get selected. बताया ना मैंने. Okay. एक्सेल एक रात में सीख सकता है तुम, ठीक है मैं बताती हूँ. सो ही इज आस्क्ड कि सम विंटर इंटर्नशिप्स आने वाले हैं, सो एनीथिंग व्हिच विल हेल्प अस टू गेट सिलेक्टेड ओवर देयर. So I'll just tell you if I come to take you, what will I look for? ठीक है. First thing and foremost thing, पहली चीज मैं सिर्फ एक 45 minutes लूंगी interview, and all that 45 minutes is what you have to prove yourself. I'm sorry to say I don't like this process of 45 minutes, but that's how it is. वो 45 minutes में हम सोचते हैं कि बंदा हमें सब कुछ बता दे, ऐसा होता नहीं है, but then that's how it is. Okay. So those 45 minutes में what is the first thing I'll look for? एक बंदा है, I'll just do some acting. एक बंदा है जो ऐसे आ रहा है. Yes ma'am. Yes I know ma'am. Yes ma'am. This is what you guys mostly end up doing. नहीं चलेगा, मैं आगे क्वेश्चन ही नहीं पूछ पाऊंगी, बिकॉज मुझे कोई एनर्जी ही नहीं दिख रही बंदे में. नहीं आता ना तुम्हें कंटेंट मैं सिखा दूंगी. आई एम रेडी टू टीच यू. ऑल कॉर्पोरेट्स आर रेडी टू टीच यू. वी ऑल नो यू आर फ्रेशर्स. वी डोंट एक्सपेक्ट एनीथिंग फ्रॉम यू इन टर्म्स ऑफ वर्क. What we expect are 5 things which I told you, but वो तो नहीं दिखा सकते. एनर्जी तो दिखा सकते हो कि मुझे सीखने की इच्छा है. So you have to be, first of all, your face have to be always smiling. ये इसके लिए कुछ 6 महीने नहीं चाहिए तुमको, right? ये आज ही कर सकते हो. Just come with a smiling face, which you guys do. When I came here, there were like many students who wished me Jai Hind with a big smile on their face. वो जय हिंद वाला वो ना, वो इसलिए था क्योंकि उनको पता था ये इंटरव्यू लेने तो आई नहीं है. जिस दिन मैं इंटरव्यू लेने आऊंगी वो जय हिंद एकदम छोटा हो जाएगा. वो नहीं होना चाहिए. Okay, so your energy, your smile is something which you have to carry. The first thing which I will observe. मैं वही बता रही हूँ मैं क्या देखूंगी 45 मिनट्स में. अब आंसर्स पूछे जाएंगे, कुछ क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाएंगे. So you might get questions which is more to do with what you like, what you dislike, what you read, what you don't read. Okay, so likes and dislikes में suppose if somebody asks me what I like, I'll say I do cycling and I like cycling. ठीक है. Then we should be prepared कि मैंने बोल दिया साइकिलिंग तो मेरे पास उससे जुड़े एग्जाम्पल्स और जस्टिफिकेशन होना चाहिए. जस्ट बाय सेइंग डजंट मैटर. जैसे हम बहुत बार बोल जाते हैं आई लव रीडिंग, और जब पूछा जाए विच बुक्स, यू आर जस्ट मैड. यू हैव नो क्लू व्हाट यू आर टॉकिंग. यू आर नॉट देयर टू टेल देम मैं कॉमिक पढ़ता हूँ. ऑब्वियसली नॉट, राइट? सो वट एवर यू आर सेइंग हैज टू बी जस्टिफाइड बाय एन एग्जाम्पल. दैट्स द सेकेंड थिंग. ओके. Third is nowadays, I'm sorry to say, but nowadays companies are doing that. They will give you 4 lines of Excel and they will tell you इसमें से ना तुम मुझे बताओ कि परसेंटेज निकाल के दिखाओ, या कुछ ना कुछ वो तुमको दे सकते हैं. सो इतना प्रिपरेशन तो करना पड़ेगा, एंड यू हैव गुड 5 months एंड दैट डजंट टेक टाइम. एज आई सेड, यूट्यूब खोलो, बट ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. फ्यू कंपनीज आर नाउडेज ऑल्सो डूइंग दैट. दे विल टेल यू मेक अ 2-page स्लाइड ऑन माई कंपनी. मैं बोलती हूँ KPIT के ऊपर 2-3 स्लाइड बना के दिखाओ. क्या करना है? कुछ नहीं करना है ना. KPIT की वेबसाइट पे जाना है, थोड़ा रीड करना है, उनकी एनुअल रिपोर्ट पढ़नी है, नंबर्स देखने हैं, सेल्स कैसे ग्रो हुई है वो देखना है, प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी कैसे ग्रो हुई है वो देखना है, कितने लोग हैं, दैट्स इट. क्या बनाते हैं, किस इंडस्ट्री में है, कौन कॉम्पिटिटर्स है, सारा डेटा अवेलेबल है. हमें क्या करना है? हमें उसे अच्छे से टेम्पलेट में डालना है, एंड देन आई शुड बी कॉन्फिडेंट विद अ स्माइल टू प्रेजेंट इट. दैट्स ऑल व्हाट मैटर्स. सो stand in front of a mirror, start practicing of how to talk to people. When somebody is senior authority, not losing confidence and talking, mirror will help. या एक दूसरे की मदद कर सकते हो तो अच्छी बात है, लेकिन हंसी आ जाती है तो बेटर है मिरर में करो. ठीक है. सेकेंड थिंग इज एक्सेल. थर्ड थिंग विच इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट इज पैशन एंड एनर्जी. शो दैट सपोज उन्होंने कुछ पूछा नहीं आता, देन उसी समय तुम्हारे मुंह से निकलना चाहिए विद दिस बिग स्माइल एंड थिंग, बट आई एम रेडी टू लर्न, आई एम हियर टू लर्न, आई डोंट नो बट आई एम रेडी टू लर्न. वो ये नहीं कि मैं दुपो के बैठ जाऊँ कि आई डोंट नो. ठीक है. व्हाट एल्स? एनीवन एल्स? एनीथिंग? कुछ भी नहीं? Sure? Okay. Fine then. Thank you.
Gratitude is in order for this instructive session. Undoubtedly, the lessons and mantras that students have taken away from your experiences are valuable. Thank you, ma'am, for this wonderful and insightful session, and thank you, students, for attending this session.